Hey, we're back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show as we roll on with our parade of guests today. We've been very busy. We're pleased to have with us Wayne Shocky, who is the 4-H agent for Eddy County through the New Mexico State Ag Department, right? Exactly.
Yes, New Mexico State University Cooperative Extension Service.
Cooperative Extension Service, that's right. And so we wanted to have Wayne on because it seems like today we've been devoting a lot of time to the ramifications of the governor's health order. We had Dr. Salgado on from Artesia General Hospital talking about the increase in the number of patients that they've had because of COVID. He addressed or talked about what's happening at Norlee in Lovington, where they're having a tremendous amount of cases, and it's affecting their operations there. The governor has a mandate that says if you're going to be in health care, you have to get vaccinated. And so that's causing a lot of concern in that industry. On the ag side, I think the same day that the governor came out with her health order on health care workers, the state fair announced if you want to come to the state fair, you have to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test from within a previous 48 hours. Is that your understanding, Wayne, of what the health order was as far as the state fair is concerned?
Yeah, Gene, first thanks for having me on. I appreciate being here and being able to visit with you. But yeah, that was certainly the impact of that, and the mandate that came out last Tuesday was for anybody entering the state fairgrounds. It wasn't just targeting 4-H and FFA members or ag people, that for anybody entering the state fairgrounds, spectators, and the whole gamut of it, that they're required to be vaccinated or supply a mandatory COVID test within 48 hours. The COVID test, to our understanding, though, we were going to have to supply a COVID test daily, a negative COVID test daily upon entry, not a single COVID test. As these 4-H and FFA kids are up there, we're not up there just a day or two. We're typically up there. Myself personally, I would be there about 8 days.
Okay.
So
so to have that test every single day for 8 days is going to be at the minimum very inconvenient.
Yes,
not to mention
and that was our
other
understanding and how to interpret that as well.
Yeah.
In the logistical side of it, if youth or parents were not vaccinated, given our time frame from, we would have been arriving at State Fair September 10th. Logistically, we just didn't have the time frame to even try to comply with that mandate if we were not vaccinated yet already.
Right.
So
a lot of parents get together. They've got 4-H kids that are supposed to be able to go to the state fair. So was there kind of a decision made that from a 4-H perspective, we're just not going to go to the fair?
No, the 4-H from our side and what and my job is we can't direct that to go that direction. It had to be the family's decisions. Mm-hmm. We would still support them in any direction that they went, but for Eddy County, especially, I don't believe that we still have any families that will attend New Mexico State Fair.
Okay.
Again, the logistical side of it, it's whether they were not vaccinated. We're uncertain of that, but to my knowledge, at this point in time, there will be no livestock from Eddy County at New Mexico State Fair.
Has this been talked about, or are you aware of this in other counties that similar type decisions are being made by parents?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's statewide, and it caused a major ripple in there. There was over 1,500 livestock entries at the state fair, to my knowledge, that was reported. Entries were due August 1st. Obviously, we had all entered, the families had all entered their livestock before the mandates came out. Mm-hmm. So there's a major effect across the state. What that effect is, I believe, will be the biggest majority across the state, and this is my personal opinion, and I think the biggest majority across the state will not attend the New Mexico State Fair.
Wow. And is it is it over the mandate that you have to be vaccinated? Is that what's irritating people more than anything else in this?
I don't know if it's because of the mandate or they just were not vaccinated at the time. Again, logistically, they weren't going to be able to get it done.
Yeah.
A number of things probably, and I can't speak to everybody's opinion as to why they've decided to attend or not attend in Mexico State Fair. I can speak for myself personally, and my daughter. She was entered, and again, we are not, and my daughter is not vaccinated, and logistically we couldn't get it done. We just didn't have a time frame, even if I had wanted to. So that's the reason that we pulled out, of course, and fortunately in New Mexico and in this ag community, we've got tremendous support. We've got tremendous number of people, and discussions are happening today and last night and all through the week. There's some alternatives that we're looking at, and we learned from last year that things could happen and other shows could take place, and we were fully aware of that.
Yeah.
So there's some things that are in the works, some things that are hopefully we can have an official announcement tomorrow. That's what our hope is, and we just tried to stay positive. We just kept working and just didn't give up, and
right.
knowing that somewhere, somehow, somebody would take care of our kids in the state.
Now, from what you've seen as far as like the State Fair Board is concerned, what impact has this had on the State Fair Board? I understand there have been some resignations there.
There was 2 State Fair commissioners, to my knowledge, that have resigned their positions within the State Fair. Of course, those State Fair commissioners are appointed by the governor. So a tremendous stance by them, and I take my hat off to them for standing for those kids and for those youth that were impacted. The decision and the mandates didn't just affect 4-H and FFA, to my knowledge, as well. There's vendors that are requesting refunds. It's affecting the rodeo, concerts, things of that nature. So I think they'll see a major impact with decreased traffic through the State Fair this year.
Yeah, it'll be pretty. Well, concerts are being affected too, because it's like on both sides. You've got some venues that are requesting these types of vaccination documentation protocols, and you have some artists who are saying that if you're not going to do that, we're not going to perform. I don't know specifically about the artists that were scheduled to perform at the New Mexico State Fair, but there's all kinds of pressure on all sides to have an impact on this. And so it's crazy to see how all of this is going on. Now, I think you had shared for livestock, Oklahoma State Fair. I think you shared this or I saw this on the internet.
Yes, yeah. No, there was lots of posts and lots of things came out. The Oklahoma State Fair is allowing New Mexico youth to exhibit in Oklahoma. I believe they probably may have been open to exhibitors from across the nation for a while. I'm not certain. I was able to actually look at their website and get a little more information, throughout the week and since the mandate was made. But the New Mexico youth are eligible to exhibit at Oklahoma State Fair. They have until August 31st to get entered. There's a late fee as the entry deadline for regular entries for Oklahoma State Fair was August 15th.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got an extended deadline. They have until August 31st. There's a $100 late fee for entries, but and that's again, that stands to the people in the ag community and standing up and taking care of people.
Yeah.
Not just in Eddy County or New Mexico, but across the country. And
yeah.
They've opened their doors to us, and I believe any state in the country by looking at their rules. I'm assuming that anybody in the United States can show there. So a tremendous gesture and notifying us, letting us know that we could attend that fair. It's very tight as far as the scheduling goes for some of our exhibitors. The Oklahoma State Fair runs September 16th through the 26th, I believe it is. And, we we've got Eastern New Mexico State Fair still on the schedule.
Right.
Fingers crossed. Hoping that all stays well with that. And
Yeah.
and I believe that those guys there in Roswell will stand up and take care of our kids. And so we're really tight with the window there, trying to maybe exhibit in Oklahoma and try to get back for Eastern and things like that.
You bring up a good point. I hadn't thought about that. The Eddy County Fair happened before this health order went into effect. It's being discussed now because of the state fair, but you do have to wonder, and we don't know, I guess, but you do have to wonder, is this health mandate going to trickle down to things like the Eastern New Mexico State Fair? That's what we don't know, right?
Yeah, the advantage with Eastern New Mexico State Fair is it is a private facility and could be deemed a private event. I don't know how the public health order will affect those, but it's not. Eastern New Mexico State Fair is not run by a government entity, as is the New Mexico State Fair. The New Mexico State Fair is under direct control of Governor Grisham.
Right.
So. There's an advantage there, and hopefully, like I said, hopefully it doesn't trickle down. Hopefully we still have that opportunity and that ability, and like I said, there's some other things in the works, and I wished I could make some announcements.
We'll have you back. I mean, when those announcements are made.
Hopefully those announcements will be made tomorrow, and then urge everybody, if you're interested, just watch for Facebook posts and things like that coming from Eddy County 4-H page, and as soon as we hear word, we'll definitely share that. But
I know this is a rhetorical question. You can't answer it unless you want to. How can Oklahoma have a state fair and not have a vaccination mandate, and we're unable to do one in New Mexico?
two different entities, and you're right. It's kind of a crazy question. And actually, on the research that I did, Oklahoma State Fairgrounds is actually on city property within Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
So they may deem other mandates necessary, given where the venue is located.
Yeah. So that may still be.
We kind of sort of felt that effect. Back in last spring, as a matter of fact, as Eddy County had state champion land judging team, and the national land contest is in Oklahoma City, but it was canceled because of the location being within the city.
Yeah, so that's still something to think about on that. Anything else you want to mention, Wayne? Or
no, if like I said, if you interested in 4-H or anything like that, give us a holler. Come down to the office, visit with us. Our doors are open, so we'd love to have you. Love to have the kids in the program. We've got a number of clubs and groups across the county, and tremendous support, tremendous people. That's the biggest thing, and that's across not just Eddy County, but the state of New Mexico, and those that support these 4-H and FFA youth.
Excellent.
So we really appreciate those people, and the people that come out for Eddy County Fair. You mentioned that. That was a tremendous effort by supporters and buyers and volunteers and everything like that. So you gotta take your hat off to them and thank them as well. So appreciate everybody.
Wayne Shocky, thank you so much for coming in. We'll have you back here in a few days.
Thank you, Gene. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's go ahead and join the news.